Hello everyone, I'm Nicholas and welcome back to Productionbot 101. In this episode, we're talking about the vMix control surface that comes with the Productionbot Switch 4 or Switch 8 bundle. Now, this is a really nice thing for those that are used to kind of a hardware switcher, or you have a panel that you're used to pressing your buttons, cutting, all that fun stuff. I'm a fan of that, so I enjoy being able to use this for production. Now, first things first, before we can really use this with vMix, we have to download the driver for it. If we go to this website here, we'll have this linked in the description below. You can just simply download this driver.exe and install it. I've already ran it, so you don't have to watch me run it again. It's a very basic installation, so we're just going to go to the actual usage of it. It's very simple, nothing that will be really that you'll have to worry about. So we have that downloaded, so that's all good. So now we can come back to the actual panel itself. So I have the USB cable here that came with it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to plug that in to the back right here. Then I'm just going to connect this right to my computer. And you'll see the lights go on, they'll be yellow, and then we'll see them actually, what's in program, what's in preview, and the downstream key, what we're gonna assign to that. So now that that's all good, let's go to vMix, and we can actually look at what this can do. So as we see here, 5 is currently in program and 1 is currently in preview. So I can always change that. I can preview whatever input I want to before transitioning. I can just hot punch directly to program. Obviously I prefer previewing, but you can do either way really. And then we have a fade to black button, so which is really nice for end of show. You just press that, and at vMix you then have the fade to black. So we're no longer in program. We don't have to really worry about anything now. And then I can clear that so we don't have to see that anymore. And then if we look here, we also have 2 buttons for auto. So we have auto 1 and auto 2 for transitions. Those will be the first 2 transitions that we have here in vMix. So if we come here, currently my first one is wipe reverse, and my second one is cube zoom. 2 fun transitions. So if I press auto 1 here, we'll look at that and we'll see that it goes. So that's the transition and it's going, and it's nice and simple. I also have auto 2, that's my cube zoom. So we have that, it's doing the cube zoom. Then I also just have the take button, that's just for a transition. That's just a nice simple cut, nothing too fancy that I have to worry about. And as you also kind of saw there, we also have the T-bar that you can use for transitioning as well. The T-bar will use the transition that's in the first slot. So in this case, it's the wipe reverse. So let's say I want to set it to a fade, a nice simple fade. I can do that. I can change new input, fade that, go here, fade that. Look at that, nice and simple, nice and easy to use with the T-bar. Now, besides the T-bar, besides the preview program, we also can control the keys from here. So in vMix, we have them as overlays. For these buttons, we have DSK1 through 4, showing overlay 1 to overlay 4. And so we can really assign what we want, which input to go to what key. So let's say I'm in DSK1. This will be for overlay 1. Let's say what I have 4 in program, so let's put 5 in program. So right there. So look at that. So that can be a lower third, that can be a bug, that can be really whatever graphic that I need to be in there. And I can do that with multiple. So I can go there. So 5's currently in key. So I have 3, 2, and 1 that I can use. All right, so with key 2, we'll do that as input 2. That'll be overlay 2 for 3. That is 3. And then key 4, we'll do that as 1. And so you see that whenever I press it in the key, that button will glow yellow here. If you see that here. So now all I can really do is, let's say I'm done with that, we'll clear that, go to the next one, press the button again, and it clears out. So I no longer have to worry about that. Now let's say I'm good with my graphics, but I want to preview something. So I want to preview, see how this lower third looks with this shot. With vMix, you can actually preview the overlay, and with this control surface, let's see, we'll go to downstream key 1. All you have to do is hold the Alt button that's right below DSK1 here. I'll hold that button, and let's say I want to overlay, or I want to preview input 2. So now you see in vMix, overlay 1 is in green. That means it's being previewed, and that's currently input 2. So now I can just hold Alt again, press that button again, and that'll clear it. And now we're all good with that. Now we have 3 more buttons actually on this panel that we can use, and that's F1, F2, and F3. Now what these are programmable buttons, so you can do whatever you want with them. You can assign them for shortcuts, for anything that you need with that. So I'm actually going to do that. Let's say for this example, I want these buttons to control muting a bus and then unmuting a bus. This is what I like to do for talent. So I'll just have all this talent. If I'm doing just vMix, put all the talent in one bus, and I can just mute and unmute that bus. So here we'll add in shortcut. I'll go to find, and I'll just press the button. This is looking for whatever button I press. So F1, perfect. It sees that I can do F2 or F3, but I just want F1 for this. Okay, and what function do I want? I need audio, and I want bus A audio off. So this will be the button that mutes the mic, basically. So we'll do that, and then I'll add one more. And let's say I don't want them right next to each other, so we'll do F3 for this one. Click OK. And then if I come back here, we want bus A audio on. We'll click that again. So now I can turn audio on, and I can turn audio off with just these buttons, and I don't have to mess with clicking them or anything. I click OK. So as you can see, currently bus A is in master, so talent would be talking, and master would hear it. So now if I press F1, that turns off that bus. There's no longer audio coming through that bus because it's muted. Now if I press F3, that turns the audio back on, and all is good again. So hopefully you learned a little bit more about this control surface and how really nice it can be for vMix. You just have to make sure for this that your first 12 inputs are what you're using for a show. But depending on your show, there's some where you only need 2 or 3, and there's some where you have more. The control surface is a nice kind of middle ground for kind of a smaller show, nothing that's too complex, but still is really good, and you have a lot of control with this. Hopefully you learned a lot about it, and you can integrate it with your productions. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.